Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we are finally doing another video where I use my TBR jar prompts to choose my TBR. I'm really excited to share all the books and the prompts that I selected a bit earlier, but before we get started on my November TBR, I quickly want to take a brief moment to thank the sponsor of today's video. I am so excited to partner with, in case you haven't guessed it, glassesusa.com. I love their glasses so much. I'm wearing one of their glasses right now. If you weren't aware, glassesusa.com is one of the biggest eyewear retailers in the US. They offer thousands of different styles and shapes from brands such as like Ray-Bans and Gucci and so much more. And one of my favorite things about glassesusa.com is actually how affordable it is. They have eyewear starting at only $39, which is 70% off all retail prices. This is honestly perfect for me because I spend a lot of my time looking at screens. Obviously my job is YouTube and Twitch, so I constantly am staring at a screen. Well, glassesusa.com offers a collection of advanced blue light blocking lenses. Honestly, I swear to God, it has changed my life because blue light lenses can help prevent eye strain, which then prevents headaches, which then of course increases productivity. I have honestly already noticed the difference wearing my blue light blocking lenses. I love them so much. I also absolutely love their virtual try on tool on the website, which I will show you right now. Oh my God, I absolutely love it. Wait, I look so cute. And you can try the other colors and everything. Oh my God. Gorgeous, honestly gorgeous. This tool was super helpful when it came to choosing my frames because shopping online can already be so overwhelming. The virtual try on tool honestly takes away all the stress that comes with online shopping, especially like not knowing how they'll look on you, any of that sort of stuff. Like it honestly eliminated all stress. I love it so much, and honestly I could just spend hours on there like looking for new frames. Maybe it's because I'm a Leo, so I love looking at myself, but like regardless. But honestly, even if that isn't enough, glassesusa.com is already a risk-free shopping experience because they have free shipping and returns and a 100% money back guarantee within 14 days. I honestly feel like the virtual try on tool is just like the icing on the cake. If you're interested in the frames that I'm wearing, and why wouldn't you be, I am wearing the Amelia E. Maeve in gold. I love the shape so much. They're just gorgeous. I also have this other pair of amazing frames. Oh my God, I absolutely love them. The detailing, oh, I'm obsessed. And these are the Ototo Copperfield in black and gold. And then my literal favorite, which I will be wearing every single day when the sun is out, we have some sunglasses. I honestly wear these to death already. Like I've had them for a little while and I just love them. These are the Amelia E. Ava in tortoise. The chain, amazing. The shape, amazing. I'm obsessed with these. I always get compliments. I love them so much. So if you're interested in any of the frames that I have shared with you today, glassesusa.com is offering an exclusive discount on top of any coupon they already have on the website. It's only available for 24 hours and it is just for you guys. So get in quick and click on the link at the top of my description box. Once again, thank you so much to glassesusa.com for sponsoring this video and for making me look so gorgeous with these glasses. I'm obsessed with them. So with all that being said, let's get straight into the video. I'm so excited to share my November TBR with you guys. I picked 10 prompts from the TBR jar. Honestly, this is so helpful because sometimes I just have no idea what I want to read. I get really bad decision fatigue. I have so many books on my TBR shelf. It's kind of overwhelming. So this just really helps narrow it down, and it's almost like a challenge to find the right book that I'm in the mood for the particular prompts. So today I'll be choosing 10 books from the TBR shelf. Once I have done that, we'll come back here. I will tell you more about the books in detail, and I will also talk through some of the other books that are on my November TBR that I haven't picked from the prompt jar. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I will send you straight to my TBR shelf. Okay, we are in my room with my physical TBR. So I haven't like dived in here in a while. Last TBR video I did was not a prompt one, so we'll see how we go. I can't even really remember what's in here, but yeah, let's do 10 prompts, 10 books. Okay, let's start. First prompt is a new to you author. Okay, that is kind of exciting. So an author I've never read from before. I could do quite a bit. All right, let's take a look. You know what? I have 2 of this author's books on my shelves and I haven't read either of them. I'm kind of feeling a little bit unhinged. So why don't we go for Insatiable by Daisy Buchanan. All I need to know is the tagline, which says, "A love story for greedy girls." I don't think I'm that greedy, but you know what? I'm intrigued. That definitely intrigues me. Okay, this is our first pick for a new to you author. I'm very excited. Okay, next prompt is, let's go for this one. A book with a pink cover. Okay, I have a lot of pink books. Oh, I could do Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. I could also do Not That Kind of Ever After by Lucy Adams. But I could also do How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackey. These are the three that I'm currently the most drawn to. You know what? This was actually a gift from one of my Twitch friends earlier in the year, and I feel bad that I haven't got around to it yet. So we're gonna go for Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey, a fun little romance. Okay, I'm already really excited about this TBR. Let's go for another prompt. Prompt number 3. Oh my gosh, I dropped one. Let's go for the one I dropped then. Okay, what did I drop? A cartoon cover. Well, I just picked Secretly Yours. That's okay. A cartoon cover doesn't necessarily have to mean a romance. But I'm in the mood for a romance though, so I could do, this is a really fun cartoon cover. I could do Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. I also really wouldn't mind trying out Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, which is a new romance. Although based on like covers, this one is so much cooler than this one. I think this is my coolest cartoon cover actually, so I think right away I'm just gonna go with Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. Okay, another romance. This is exciting, I love this. Okay, prompt number 4. There's a big pile of them in here. Let's go for this prompt. A book about the internet. Okay, this could be about anything. This could be like about going viral. This, wait, I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. I know immediately I know what I'm gonna do. I really wanna read this, The List by Yomi Adegoke, which is basically about actually, it's definitely about the internet, but I'm gonna tell you what it's about when we go to the living room, so we actually have something to talk about there. This is definitely about the internet and it's very high priority for me, so I'm really excited to have picked this prompt. Nearly halfway, let's go. Prompt number 5. We have, oh, I've had this prompt before. This will be interesting. Oh, I wonder if it'll be the exact same book. Okay, this is the 13th book on the second shelf. We're being very specific. This is shelf number 1, this is shelf number 2, so let's count book number 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, which is YA. Okay, perfect. Not a whole lot of choice there, but I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that selection. I've been meaning to read that for ages. Okay, we're halfway, so let's do the last 5 prompts. Let's go this one. Oh, for God's sake. For God's sake. A book over 500 pages. Over 500 pages. I mean, okay. Every single time this book just stares at me, I know that this is over 500 pages. Is now the time I take the plunge. I really should just put a prompt in there, which is just read Priory of the Orange Tree, you coward. Let me read the first page, the first sentence. I don't know if I'm in the mood. I don't know. Okay. Look, I'm aware that that's an option. I don't know if I want to do it though. I, however, could do The Winners, finally, by Frederick Buckman. Because I know that this, yeah, over 600 pages. I've been meaning to read this for ages and finish the Beartown trilogy. So I actually might go for The Winners. Because I don't think I have anything like this on the TBR right now. I also don't have any other fantasy though, so that's actually not the best justification. But you know what, I don't need a justification. I want to read The Winners. So we're going to read The Winners by Frederick Buckman, finally. Okay, prompt number 7. This one looks like a long one as well. Okay, a book that has been on your TBR for over 3 years. Yeah, I see you. I see you existing. Over 3 years. Okay, so I had to have bought it 2019 and previous. We're not really working with a lot right now. Yeah, obviously I could do Priory. I could do Cry as War actually. I got that in 2019. And I know that this is like lesbian sci-fi, which is kind of fun. I could do The Witch Elm by Tana French, which I know is like thriller mystery kind of vibes. I don't know though, I'm not really in the mood. I think I'm gonna do Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit by Jeanette Winterson. Well, it's from a second-hand bookshop ages ago. I believe this is literary fiction. Let's give it a go. Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit by Jeanette Winterson. Prompt number 8. Nice! A book under 300 pages. So we have a long book and a short book. A book under 300 pages. This should be okay. This should be easy. Oh, I kind of would be keen to start the series Every Heart of Joy by Shauna Maguire, which is the Wayward Children series. It's like magical realism, and it's 166 pages or so. So yeah, immediately I would love to go for Every Heart of Joy. Alright, stunning. Prompt number 9, we have a 2023 release. Okay, easy. 2023 release. I could do Midnight Strikes. I think I could do Limelight, but do I want another Daisy Buchanan? I'm not totally sure. Is Remarkably Bright Creatures a 2023 release? I could be keen for that. First published in 2022. Okay. No. I'm really in a romance mood, so I'm kind of... Oh, why don't I just do Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. This came out recently, and this is another rom-com. Yeah, let's up the romance. Let's up the romance this month. Now we have our final prompt. I'm scared. Let's go for this one. A book about a famous person. Is the charm offensive about a famous person? Not really, but it is about television. Yeah, I don't know if they're famous, so... Oh my goodness. Hang on. This is a rock star romance. Rock stars are famous. Let's do this. Vipers and Virtuosos by Savar Miller. It's the second book in the Monsters and Muses series. Okay, gorgeous. Let's go for this one. These are the 10 books I selected with the TBR jar. We're gonna go into the living room and talk through these books and some of the other books on my TBR for November, so I will see you there. Okay guys, let's talk through everything. So first, I feel like we should start with the books that are already on my TBR. I have 2 Patreon books that I need to read this month, so I thought I would share them with you first. First of all, I have my main book club for my Patreon, and this month we're going to be reading A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing, which I'm super excited for. Samantha Downing has already written one of my like favorite thrillers of all time, which was My Lovely Wife. So this is her newest release, and I'm really excited to get into it and read this with my patrons. Basically, this is a thriller about a toxic relationship. Our main couple, they're always fighting, but they both have some really dark secrets, and I think one night one of their arguments takes a turn for the worst, and I think some people outside of the relationship actually end up getting hurt, which is very unfortunate. I'm really excited to read this. It sounds so intriguing. So we're going to be reading this on my Patreon. There's going to be an exclusive live show, an exclusive reading vlog for this at the end of November. The other book we'll be reading is for my series read along, which I'm actually quite behind on, but that's okay because we've got 4 months to read the 4 books, so I don't need to be super up to date constantly just before, you know, the month is over. But every month we try and read a book from a certain series. We have like however many months to finish it, depending on how many books are in the series. But at the moment we're in the middle of the Stalking Jack the Ripper series by Kerry Maniscalco, and I believe Escaping from Houdini is book 3. I'm really excited to get into this. This is a YA historical mystery. I believe we follow our 2 main characters who are just really good at uncovering these unsolved mysteries, and I'm really excited to get into this. I will have a full reading vlog on this series at the end of December as well on my Patreon. Okay, so those are my 2 Patreon reads. Now let's get into the books that I picked out with the TBR jar. I already have forgotten what order we went in. So let's just pick some of these out at random and I will tell you a little bit about them because that's kind of what this whole portion of the video is about. Okay, we selected Insatiable by Daisy Buchanan. This I believe was for Try a New to You author. I have no idea what this is about, but I know that it's like classic kind of like unhinged woman. I don't know if it's literary fiction, it might just be general fiction, but I know that our main character is kind of like a bit of a mess. Oh, I believe it's about a throuple. Okay, kind of giving conversations with friends, but like not really. I don't really know. We follow our main character Violet, who is going through a really hard time, and then she gets offered a job by this older woman called Lottie, and then Lottie kind of invites her into her like relationship as well. That sounds kind of crazy. What intrigues me about this is that like I'm really excited to read it, but also it has an average rating on Goodreads of like 3.2, which again, I'm intrigued. So yeah, cannot wait to read this one. I feel like it will be really exciting. Then we have Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. I forgot what, was this for cartoon cover? I think this was for cartoon cover. Yeah, Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. This is the second book in a series. I actually read Next of Kin by the same author back in February, and I really enjoyed it, but I think that this one is kind of like, I've heard more people talk about this one and they've said that it's really good. I think our main character ends up buying a school bus. She makes this impulsive decision and buys a school bus, and then she takes it to this mechanic to like get it like redone. She wants to change it into something else. I think it's like friends to lovers, and they fall in love while doing this car up. It sounds really exciting, and I really liked Hannah Bonham's writing style when I first read Next of Kin. So really excited to check out this one and check out these characters. They look really fun. So yeah. Then we have The Winners by Frederick Buckman. I believe I picked this for a book over 500 pages, but this is the third and final installment in the Beartown trilogy, which is a series that I started reading last year. Really immediately fell in love with it. Like, the first book in the series is a 5-star read for me, but this is the final installment and I feel like my heart is going to break immensely. Like, already the second book was so heartbreaking, the first book was heartbreaking. I feel like this is gonna be even worse. But basically the Beartown series follows the aftermath of a really tragic event that happens in this really small town where the only thing people care about is hockey, and then like the hockey players. One of the hockey players in the first book, he like does something awful to one of the teenage girls that lives in the town, and she's somehow connected to the hockey team through her dad who works in like the industry, and it's basically like the aftermath of that and how the town is divided. It's a really heartbreaking series, so I can't wait to see what happens in The Winners. I feel like throughout the series we've followed so many different characters and their lives since the big event in the first book, so I'm nervous and scared to see what happens in this one. I just know that my heart's gonna break. Then we have The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I think I picked this one for the 13th book on the second shelf, but this is a YA contemporary and it is entirely told in verse. I believe the book is actually about poetry as well. It's kind of like a coming of age story about a black teenage girl who gets really into poetry, but also dealing with some of the harder aspects of life, like, you know, all of a sudden gaining curves and how society like immediately is sexualizing her from a young age. I feel like it's going to be a very, very powerful novel, and even though like YA contemporaries aren't my favorite, when they have a really important message, I do really appreciate them and do really enjoy them. So I am excited to read this book. I feel like it's going to be very, very impactful, and I'm very excited to see the message that, you know, the author has to offer. Next, we picked The List by Yomi Adegoke, and this was for a book about the internet. And I'm so excited to read this one. It's definitely been very high on my radar. 2023 release. And basically we follow our main character, who is a pretty high profile journalist for like a women's magazine about like feminism and all that sort of stuff. Like, she has a fiance who is the absolute love of her life, but one day a list comes out and it's a list of awful men that have done things to women, really powerful men as well, and I believe our main character's fiance is on that list. Of course, our main character has always been publishing things like this in her magazine, but now for the first time she's kind of like in this moral dilemma because she obviously wants to protect women from these abusive men, but now that her fiance's name is on here, it is also dealing with the very human side of things. You know, people who have no idea about people in their life who are connected to these abusers and stuff like that. I feel like this is going to be, again, another really, really impactful novel about feminism and cancel culture and, you know, domestic abuse survivors and all that sort of stuff. I feel like a character like what our main character will be going through in here is never really talked about, when in fact she is probably a victim too in some way, a victim of deception. I don't even know. I haven't even read this book, so I don't even know why I'm sitting here trying to break down the themes of what we're gonna see. I don't even know if that's actually the case, but regardless, I'm excited to read this book. I feel like it's going to be very, very powerful. Next we have Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit by Jeanette Winterson, which I believe we picked for a book that's been on your TBR for over 3 years. I believe this novel is about a teenage girl from a religious family who decides to leave the church and leave her religion because she has fallen in love with another girl. I feel like this is gonna be very intense. I love theology and I love stories about religion, even if I'm not super religious myself. I feel like this is gonna be fascinating and I've heard really good things about this, so I'm very, very excited to read this. I feel like it's gonna be very, very good, and I love an LGBT story. I hope it's just not too heartbreaking. Next we have Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey, which was for the prompt of pick a book with a pink cover, and I'm super excited to read this. I feel like Tessa Bailey is, when she hits, when she misses, but I've actually heard really good things about this one, so I feel like this one is going to be a bit of a hit and I'm excited to read it. I think it came out like earlier this year. This was also a gift by one of my friends from Twitch, so I'm really excited again to read like a gift from one of my mates. Like, it just feels so special. I believe it's like Grumpy Sunshine. Our main character is like really bubbly and fun, and then her next door neighbor is this really grouchy kind of professor. It's like next door neighbors, friends to lovers kind of energy. I feel like there's a lot of tropes in here that sound really promising, and it's going to sound like a really beautiful like springtime read, and it is springtime for us in here in New Zealand, so of course I'm super excited to give this one a go. Then we have Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna Maguire, which I picked for the book under 300 pages prompt. This one is like 160 something pages, so obviously Very, very small book, but very excited to read this. This is a series I've been wanting to read for so long. There's like 14 or 15 books in the series and still counting, but all the books are like this size. So I feel like, yeah, now's the time. I really want to get into the series. I feel like it's going to be very, very fun. I believe all of the stories are pretty mysterious. It's all very magical realism. I feel like it's a fantasy in the fact that there's like a whole bunch of different worlds, which just sounds really, really exciting. I kind of love books like that. I know it could be very, very wrong, but the premise kind of does sound low-key like one of my childhood favorite books, which is The Magic Faraway Tree by Enid Blyton. I could be so wrong, like that is a book for children, but this, like the idea of like different worlds and like following children, it kind of sounds like that. It sounds reminiscent to that. So I'm really excited to read this, and hopefully I love it, and then I can get into the rest of the series. Then the next book is Bipers and Virtuosos by Sav R. Miller, which is the second book in the Monsters and Muses series, which is a series of standalone dark romances. This was for the prompt of a book about a famous person. I don't know how famous our main character is, but it's a rock star romance. I know that, so I'm under the impression our male main character is probably famous. But this is a retelling of Orpheus and Eurydice. I believe our main character he's a rock star, he's an anti-hero, he's very dark and damaged, and then our female main character like stalks him. Look, I've read one Sav R. Miller before. I've read the first book in the Monsters and Muses, which is Promises and Pomegranates, and that was a mafia romance, and that was very intense. I don't read a lot of dark romance, but reading that I was like, maybe I feel like I would love dark romance, and I've never really like fully dived in, because all the dark romance I've read, I've been like, so I don't know why I don't read more of it. Anyway, I'm excited to read this one. It sounds really, really fun, exciting, and very different to a lot of the other romance that I have on my TBR for the month. And then finally, our last book for the TBR is Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, which I believe was for a 2023 release. I was very excited to pick this because I hauled this very recently, and I keep thinking about it. I keep being like, no, I really want to read this book. So I don't know why I haven't yet. Basically, this is a second chance romance. Our main character gets an opportunity to be the wedding planner, I believe, for like a really famous like influencer, but then she finds out that her ex-boyfriend is the florist, and kind of love that, like this tattooed hottie who like works as a florist, who works with flowers. Gorgeous, love that. Anyway, they have to work together on this wedding. They can't fuck it up because it's both like a really high profile wedding, and I believe there's a lot of tension. They're like exes, they don't like each other, but then all of a sudden, oh, really excited. It sounds so fun, so cannot wait to read this. Yeah, I love it. So these are all the books on my TBR for November. Let me know if you've spotted any favorites. Let me know if there's anything you want to see me read like very high priority. I've already come up with a few reading vlog ideas for November, which I didn't have before, so I'm very, very excited to get into those. I hope you are excited for some fun new reading vlogs. So of course, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. A reminder to check out glassesusa.com to click on the link if you want to look as sophisticated as myself. Also a cheeky reminder that all my socials are linked down below, along with my Patreon. So if you do want to get in on some of the book clubs that I mentioned earlier, or if you just want some more exclusive content from me, all the information is on the page. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. I really hope you enjoy these TBR jar prompts videos. But yeah, lots of love, guys. Appreciate you, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.